Tim Draper is a venture capitalist who's on a quest for a future, for a fantastic future, I should say, and he's putting his money where his mouth is in a lot of companies that he thinks will stand the world on its ear. He's the founder of Draper and Associates and DFJ, and the founder of Draper University, a school for entrepreneurs out in California. He joins us from San Francisco. Tim, thanks so much for spending some time with us today.
Great, thanks for having me.
I got pretty into these microsat companies when I found out that you were investing in them last week. I've been reading all about them, but you have a major sat company that you want to talk about as well, SpaceX. Let me ask you about your hopes for SpaceX's future and your thoughts on the crash that we saw last month.
Oh, there's some great opportunities in space. Space, the final frontier. We're very excited about space. My partner, Steve Jurvetson, sort of led us in that direction. He's a rocket enthusiast. But we love Elon Musk. Elon Musk says, hey, we're going to Mars, and he gets the best engineers, and he makes great things happen. And on the way to Mars, we're going to have an awful lot of great things, great opportunities. We're thinking that not only all these microsatellite companies, Planet Labs, Skybox, which we sold to Google, are going to make it so that we can see crops, see other things from space, and predict, if we have a potential natural disaster. A lot of really fun and interesting things are going to happen in space over the next 10 or 15 years.
Well, and Planet Labs apparently helps investors as well. We had a great story in the Bloomberg about that from Jeff Kearns a few days ago. I love your far-flung ideas. That obviously gets the most media coverage as well. But when you say go to Mars, how serious are you, and how would that pay off as an investor?
Oh, I think the sky's the limit. There's so many different opportunities that happen. Many different technologies along the way get us to Mars, and those technologies are effective for new businesses here on Earth, and for businesses that are monitoring the Earth, and businesses that could improve our health care or our fitness or whatever. They could create a lot of different interesting opportunities. Researchers use space to create new molecules in zero gravity. There are many opportunities that happen as you project to great goals like get to Mars.
Tim, back to SpaceX for one moment, but the question kind of extends to this other stuff that we were just discussing regarding Mars as well. The most recent SpaceX crash reminds us that this is still a very risky business. How long, in your opinion, before SpaceX is going to be a mature enough company, which is to say not so risky company, that it can go public? Because as a venture capitalist, you don't mind, or I wouldn't say not mind, but you're prepared, right, for some losses, the kinds of losses and failures that public market investors really don't sign up for.
You know, it's interesting. SpaceX launches a certain size payload into space for 1/200th of the cost that NASA was spending for the same payload. So they could crash 199 rockets for every one that went up, and they'd still be doing better than our U.S. government was doing.
Yeah, but you wouldn't exactly have a business, though.
Well, you'd be better off. So in any case, having one rocket go down is not a big disaster. I mean, it's a disaster for that rocket, but there are and there were just as many rockets that went down when the U.S. Was working on it. Space is rockets are flammable. That things could go wrong, but I think it's the kind of thing that pushes us forward as a society and creates more progress to take chances like that.
Well, in SpaceX, though, is incredibly successful. But to Eric's point of VCs having to sort of push through the times when they deal with losses, I wonder how you deal with the losses in Bitcoin. You know, I've been following your progress through this. I'm a Bitcoin user myself, and
it's coming back.
It is coming back a little bit as
sure
the
looks
Greeks...
like things are starting to move back for Bitcoin. I mean, Greece, all of these countries where the citizens don't trust their currency, it's a great opportunity for Bitcoin to come in there, and it's a great opportunity for those countries to get all of those Bitcoin entrepreneurs focused on improving that country's currency and the way they move money around. This is a great opportunity for Bitcoin. This is a great time for Bitcoin.
But I wonder, what about being a Bitcoin entrepreneur? I mean, you and your son Adam invest in a number of Bitcoin companies and have bought tens of thousands of Bitcoins as well. Are any of the businesses that you're looking at right now on the path to making money?
Oh, actually, quite a few are profitable. Yeah, Bitcoin has been profitable for a lot of entrepreneurs from the word go. Some of these Bitcoin exchanges, some of the remittances companies, yeah, there are quite a few. But the ones that are getting us all so that we can use and spend Bitcoin more easily, so that it's like using your credit card, those companies are taking a little longer to get going. And I think we will be spending Bitcoin very freely within a year or two.
Let me finally ask you, you're the third generation of Draper VCs. Your kids are taking that over, and you've also got Draper University. What are you teaching people? What do you instill in your kids that makes them able to find a new idea and invest in it, or start up a business successfully? I mean, what would be the one thing that you would pass along?
Well, I think our society doesn't allow failure. Schools don't allow failure, and so one of the credo that the students all say in the morning is, "I will fail and fail again until I succeed." And what that does is it allows people the flexibility to try new things, to see great things, and see if long-term potential outweighs the risk that you take early on. And I think having that perspective, I think, is quite a valuable thing, and it's been very effective at Draper University. It's been very effective with my 4 children. They seem to be doing amazing things, and I think it's a good way to live, is to say, look, if I fail in one way, I'll just learn from it and I'll try something else. It's the old try and try again until you succeed.
All right,
I think
Tim.
that makes a big difference.
Tim, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Tim Draper there from Draper Associates and DFJ founder. And I like his daughter has a show, The Valley Girl Show. You ever seen Jesse Draper's show?
I haven't.
I recommend checking it out. Very interesting stuff.